How can you get a raise before your yearly review? If you've been at your company for a while, or maybe you're fairly new to the company, how could you possibly get a raise before the yearly review when everybody gets looked over to see if they deserve a raise or if they're going to stay where they are salary wise? This is how you do it. For one, you keep track of your hours. If you are consistently going overtime over the time that is required, that was in your job description. For example, if you're supposed to be hired for doing 40 hours a week, but you're doing more like 56 hours a week, 60 hours a week, keep track of that. Keep track of that over time, especially if it happens over and over again. Being able to do some more hours in a particular week is understandable, and you don't have to find and isolate every situation. But if it's consistently happening, you should keep track of that. You should be getting paid for the time you're putting in. Okay? Number two, if you have implemented any systems that your company is now using, then you should document that. You came up with this way that they're going to do things that helps organization, that helps you to find things more quickly. You should document it. You should document if you've rearranged things in that office so that everybody's job is easier. Just document those things. Just write them down. Write down the date that you did it and how it was implemented and how people feel about using it since you've implemented it. Just keep track of it. The other thing is, if you know that your peers who do the same job that you do in your city, in your area, in the same position for the same title that you have, if they are making more, not just one or two people, but across the board. So you may want to look on Indeed.com salary and find out what people normally make for the position you are titled for. Then you should write that down, and you should also check other salary sites and see what the average is that people are making in your position doing the same thing. Once you have these things written down, the next thing you want to do is tell your supervisor, your boss, or your manager, hey, is it possible we can meet just to discuss how I've been doing and just to keep track of where we're going and what we're trying to accomplish? That would be great. Just a short meeting just to touch on those things to make sure we're on point, right? In most cases, that person will say, sure, we can do that. When would you like to meet? Right? Because they think it's going to be a short meeting in their office and they'll be happy to do that. They don't want to shut anybody out. They want an open door policy in most cases. So when you get a chance to set up that meeting, you want to come in there with your notes. And this is not going to be notes of a list of threats. If you guys don't do this and just this, I'm out of here. That's not what this is. You're going to have a great conversation, smiling and saying, since I've been here, this has been so exciting. You know, for one, I think we have a stronger system of following these things, and I think we now have a better way of finding our clients' information. And you know, I thought that I would be doing, a 40-hour week, but last week I did 60. The weeks before that, I was a little bit under 60, but it's been great. And even when I first got here, it was a little high. I was doing about 62 hours a week, but then after that, it came down to about 56 hours a week. So you just state those things, and you keep the mood like, hey, that is awesome. The person should be thinking, I'm so glad that you're here getting us to where we're supposed to be, getting that organization in this company, X, Y, and Z. So it's a good conversation. Then you want to say, If at all possible, I'd love to see if we can meet in the middle, adjust the salary to where it reflects this consistent work that I'm doing and these responsibilities that I'm taking care of, because it's a little bit more than what the job description was. Even if I thought about going above and beyond, it's consistently more like this. Do you think there's a way we can maybe meet in the middle so it would help me out as far as travel, the extra time that I spend in the office, X, Y, and Z? They should be willing to think about this and consider it, because what you've put down in your notes are facts. You should have been putting down facts, and they should be willing to consider this. And what they might tell you is, well, at the yearly review, that's when we evaluate your work. And what you can say is, I understand that. I just wanted to bring this to your attention because this is the reality of what I do here. And I'm not sure if we thought about that when we were thinking about my pay rate. Can you please get back to me if you think we can adjust it a little bit so it reflects this level of work that I'm doing? That's how you word it. You're going to remain happy. You're going to show them that you are happy about doing this work and getting this company to a level that they want to be at, and you love being here. You love being that team player. It's not about you, it's about the team. And you ask them, can we meet maybe in 2 weeks to just touch base again and see where we are? And they should say yes. In most cases, they're going to be compelled to adjust your income. There's no way they could deny these notes. Another thing is, they're going to say to themselves, my goodness, this person is pretty meticulous and on point. A, that's the type of person we want at this company. B, we're in the wrong. We as a company are in the wrong. If they're doing this work and they realize that they're doing this work, we are in the wrong because we're not compensating them accordingly. So that company should reward you for what you do on a consistent basis and give you a raise before the yearly review. If they do not, that may not be the company for you. And you have to understand that, and you have to start to consider that, and then think about being at a company that recognizes who they have on their team and that will rightfully accommodate people who work hard on that team. So I'm not saying to quit, but it might be a situation where you start putting out some feelers to get with a company that is not so concrete on their policies, because that end of year review is basically something somebody typed up in a document and handed you in the employee manual. It is not written in stone. At any point in time, if there's a top of the line employee that they want to keep, they will do what it takes to keep that employee. If you are worth it, they will do what it takes to keep you. They do not want you going to another company or a competitor's company. I know that for a fact. They want to keep you because you can be that person that can take this company to new levels. And if they recognize that and realize that and can keep you happy, they can do whatever they want before your yearly review comes up.